Hey guys, welcome. Today, let's learn how to make the Jigs school logo. So without much further ado, let's do this. So all you need to do is to click on the welcome screen where you have the new document with the plus sign. You click and then you choose, you give your document a title, and then you click OK to start. Good. Alright. Now I am going to teach you how to make the leaves. Sit back and watch and practice along, guys, on your laptops. Now click on the freehand tool. On the freehand tool, you see this small leaflet here, this black leaflet, right? Click on it, guys. Once you click on it, select the two-point line, or let's start with, yes, select the 2-point line. All right. Once you select the 2-point line, you click drag while holding the control key on your keyboard. Then you release to have this line. I hope we got that, guys. You can always rewind or play back the video to understand if you didn't get it. All right, it's okay. Always rewind and play back, you get it. All right. Let's go to the next step in creating the leaf. The next thing to do is to change this freehand tool from the 2-point line to the 3-point curve. All right, click on the 3-point curve, and then the same process. You start from this node, you click, you can drag it up here, and then you release, and then once you release, you can see you have this leaf curve here, right there. Do you understand that? Okay, and now you can take a fill color of your choice. All right. So just in case you didn't get this method, I'm going to show you another method of making this leaf. Same way. What you need to do is to get 2 circles just this way. You can hold the control key to draw a perfect circle, okay? Right? And then you duplicate it by pressing Ctrl D to duplicate, right? And then while you can hold the control key to move this circle, out here, or just put it back in the center, then hold the control key to move it sideways. All right, so you move it to have something like this. Now we just need this leaf at the center here. So how do we get out that shape? Very easy. Select the tool circle with the pick tool. Make sure that your pick tool is select. This is a pick tool, and then select the 2 objects. Then you click on intersect. This is intersect, guys. Can you see that? You click on this tool called intersect, and once you click on intersect, you can see that this shape has been formed, right? So you can go ahead and delete this, and then delete this other object by pressing the delete key or button on your keyboard. All right, now we have a leaf. But note that this leaf is a full leaf. In order to cut it, we just need half of this leaf to make it look like this, right? So what do? All we need to do right now is to pick a text box or a rectangle. Use our rectangle tool, right? And then draw over the leaf. You can just use your arrow key to move to align it properly. Then select everything and then trim. You click on the trim tool to trim it. Okay, guys, and then we have half of the leaf. All right, we can press the delete key to delete this, and then we can give this a fill color. All right, good. So we have to remove the line color of this leaf. How do we do that? You click on the objects and then you remove the line color by simply, or the line property, by simply clicking on this and then clicking on none and OK, and that is off. We can still do the same for this shape too. You see this line 2 here, you double click on it and then you click on this width and say none. Okay, so guys, that is it. I've shown you 2 ways of making the half side of the leaf, right? Now you can use any of the 2 to make your full leaf, right? So let's assume I'm using this one. I'll just duplicate it with Ctrl D, right? And then move it away and put it back when it's at the center. Let's do that again. I'll click and drag it in center. Good. So now I'll have to mirror it to the other side by clicking on the mirror button to mirror it horizontally. Okay, and when you do this, you can also hold your control key to move it the other way. All right, I believe we saw that, right? Same thing, I'm going to repeat it again for this. So you click and then you duplicate, Ctrl D to duplicate, right? And then you bring this back into the center and then you mirror it by pressing on mirror, clicking on mirror horizontally. Once you click on mirror horizontally, you can see now you can press your right arrow button to just move the second part or half of the leaf the other way. You can see that, right? Good. Alright guys, so the next thing to do is to select both objects together, right? And then click on objects and group it together. The shortcut for that is Ctrl G. Okay, now when the object is grouped, you just simply need to click right on the object, then you come to this angle of rotation button right here, you click and make it 45 degrees, or you can even make it 30 degrees if you want to. All right, and press enter. Good. Now to duplicate the leaf for the other side, all you need to do before you duplicate it the other way, you can click on the center, right, and bring this anchor point here down, right, to the node below here, right, so that when you duplicate it, it's just going to rotate in this angle and not in the center. So now all you need to do is to duplicate by pressing Ctrl D, right? And once you press Ctrl D, you can do this minus what, 45. You can say minus 30, sorry, not minus 45, since we are using 30 degrees. So you say minus 30 and then enter. You can see that. Good. Okay, let me repeat that by showing you how to also do that. Let's use this leaf to do that. So if I select this, all I'm going to do, I'll click on it, right, and then rotate it this way. I don't really need to use any angle, just click on the rotate button to rotate. Now before you duplicate, just bring this down here, right, and then you duplicate, Ctrl D to duplicate, and then make sure that your pick tool is clicked and click back, and then take this thing out, take this leaf out, bring it back, make sure it's centralized. Now you can click at the center and then you rotate. Let's do that again. So let's bring this down here, right, and then let's rotate and see what happens. You can see that. Good. All right, so any way that it's easy for you to duplicate this leaf, guys, you can try it. All right, you can keep trying till you get something nice. So this is good. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to shape this leaf around my circle, or around the oval shape. So I'm going to skew or reduce this sleeve, and then click on the oval shape and then draw a perfect circle. I can use the control key to get a perfect circle. Right now, please pay attention, guys. I'm going to group these two leaves first by pressing Ctrl G or clicking on objects, hitting on group and group. Right now, you duplicate it by pressing Ctrl D to duplicate. Right, move it out, put it back to the center. Good. Now you can just drag. As you are dragging it down, just press the control key so that it will be straight that way. Right, if you don't press the control key, it wouldn't be straight. So press the control key so that when you are moving it down, the duplicated one down, it will be on a straight line. All right, guys. Now I am going to use the blend tool to blend this and then make a path around this circle. So how do we do that? You click on the blend tool, right, and then you click on blend. Now you drag from the first leaf to the second leaf, and you have this, right? So once you do this, you have like a 20 you have like 20 objects with 20 steps here. We can reduce this later, but for now we just want it to go around this object, around this circle. So all we need to do is to click on this blend property here. You can see this one called path properties, right? You click on the small leaflets and then you click on new path. Once you click on new paths, an icon comes up looking this way. So you just click on the circle or on the oval shape, right? And you can see that it has been tagged on the circle. So what do you need to do now? All you need to do now is to come back to this still under the blend property. You see this place where you have more blend option. Under the more blend option, you click on rotate all objects first. You still come back to more blend option, right, and then click on blend along full path. You can see that. Wow, are you feeling positive, guys? And the leaf is already revolved around the circle, but that's not all. Let's make it look nice. Now please pay attention. Now we are going to reduce the blend object steps here by simply clicking to reduce this, right? Or we can also increase that if we want. Okay, all right. Now guys, we need this leaf to just be on one side of the circle, or the half side of the circle. So you just click on one part of this box. This square box is here. In case if you don't find this box, just click on your pick tool and click back on the blend tool here. It will appear. All right, now once it changes to these 4 quadruple squares here, you click and then revolve it. Can you see that? Good, guys, beautiful. All right, and then you can also do the same for this. All right, so you get exactly what you want. Fine. And then we have to still reduce the number of steps here to give us like the exact number of leaves we want. So one more thing to do, guys. If you watch, you can see that the leaves are not yet sitting on the circle properly. So how do we adjust that? We use our pick tool. We click on the pick tool first and click out. Now you click on one part of the leaf, just one. Don't click on all, just one of the leaves. All right, then you click inside and then just adjust. Click inside, you click again so that you have this rotating transformation, icon. So you click and then rotate the leaves properly to sit well on the circle. All right, but it's still not seated properly yet, so I'm still going to click on this. Be patient, and then you click at the center and then rotate again. You can see that everything is aligned properly now, right? And please, guys, one more thing you can do here is to also when you click on this, on one of the leaves here, and then you click and drag to make this small, you can see that the first part of the leaf is small, and then while going to the bottom part is big, right? Now let's reverse it. If you click on this leaf here at the bottom and then reduce it, you see that the one down here will be small and the one at the top will be big. All right, so in the case of Jix logo, the one here at the top is small while the ones at the bottom is big. So you just rescale this one and then you have this. Beautiful. Now to do the second part, all we need to do is to break everything apart, right? Before we break everything apart, make sure that you click on the blend tool and then click on the blended objects. Don't forget, otherwise you will not see, when you click on objects, you won't see this option, break blend apart. All right, so remember to click on the blend tool and then you click on the blended objects. Now you click on objects and then you break blend apart. Good. Now since the blend has been broken apart, you can now adjust this circle by making it this circle by turning it into a line by simply clicking on this arc here. So when you click on the arc, you use your shape tool, you click on your shape tool and then you click and then you resize it down here. Make sure you are dragging it outward. If you drag it inward, you still have the chord or sector, but when you are shaping, make sure you drag it outward. If you drag it outward, you have a line. Don't forget that, guys. And then you do the same thing here and we are good to go, guys. So we've gotten one part of the leaves now. So to get the second part of the leaf, all you need to do is to duplicate this side. So you drag and select everything and press Ctrl D to duplicate, and you just mirror it the other way by clicking on the mirror horizontally, right? And that is it, guys. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So let's make the badge now. To make the badge, all we need is this 3-point curve, right? So under your freehand tool, make sure you select the 3-point curve, right? That is what we need to do the badge. Now you click on the 3-point curve. We are going to start from here by clicking. Once you click, we'll do the half part of the badge and then we duplicate it for the other half, right? So once you click to this point, you release and then you bring the curve down here, right? Good. Now you do the same again. You click and then you drag the line somewhere here, right? Okay, you release and then you bring the curve somewhere here, and then you repeat the same thing again here. You click and drag. Let's make it somewhere at this point, right? Now we want to make the base, so you release and then just bring it somewhere at this point here. This is good. And then let's make it pointy. You also click and drag to this point, which is okay. And then what do? You release. So once you release, you just do something like this to make it pointy. All right, now the last thing to do is to simply still come back to your freehand tool, change the 3-point curve into a 2-point line, right? So you click on a 2-point line. So you click on the node here, right? So once you click on it, you drag it till it joins this tangent here. Make sure it joins the tangent. If it doesn't join the tangent, you won't be able to give it a color. All right, so make sure it joins that tangent properly. Now we can shape our our badge with the shape tool. So you click on the shape tool and shape it properly before we merge the badge with the other half. So all I'm doing here is to have like a well-defined shape before. Okay, all right. I am still trying to shape it properly, guys, so be patient with that. Okay, let me see. I still don't like that pointy part, so let me shape it properly. Okay, let's go with this, guys. So what I'm going to do right now is to duplicate this object by pressing Ctrl D, right? I'm going to mirror it the other way. Once you mirror it the other way, and then ensure that it is well centralized, and you move. Oh man. So you duplicate, Ctrl D to duplicate, you mirror it the other way, and you join the two together. But I realized something, guys. When I'm joining, like I can see like I have an opening at the middle, so I am simply going to use my shape tool to fix that. If I click on the shape tool, I'll make sure that this is inward this way, right? And let me just fix that before I join. I think this is okay. So I'm going to delete again and duplicate, Ctrl D, right? And then I'm going to mirror and make sure that is one more part here. You can see the one at the bottom is still not giving me what I need here. So how to fix that? I'll still try to use this shape tool to bring it somewhere here, and then try to weld and see. Let's weld it together. Select both of them together and then click on the weld tool. You can see it has become one object now. Okay, good. And then you give it this red fill color. To get a deeper shade of red, double click here on this fill palettes, right? You change this to RGB, and then you take a deeper shade of the red. That's good. And then you can also click on the shape tool to shape your badge. If you don't really like the shape, you can still adjust that to get a perfect, badge. So for now, for the sake of this course, I don't want this video to be so long, so I am just going to rush it up to show you the basic. When we meet in class, I will further expatiate on what you've learned so far. All right, so try and use the shape tool to see if you can get something better than what we've done so far. All right, just play around with it. You might get something better than this already. So play around. You can play around with the objects. Okay. So now I'm going to take off the line color, right? And okay. So you double click on the outline and you click on none, and then you say okay. Good. So one more thing to do You can also duplicate this. You drag this out, you make this base ash. You can select the ash color from the color palette, and then you rescale or reduce this a little bit, and then put it back into the center here, just that way. All right, so guys, I want you to complete the rest of this tutorial yourself. You can now take your text tool to write the jigs, right? How do you do that? Let me just give you a start, like a tip to finish up. So you basically type J, right? And then you make it bold and you put it there, and you give it a few color of white, and then you type jigs, ISK. Oh, sorry, let's correct that. Okay, good, this is good. But instead of jigs, let's make these jewels quickly. We call this jewels, and then we can give it the same ash base color, and you reduce it by rescaling. All right, this is good. Now let me quickly make the eye. How do we make that eye? Very easy. You can just use a circle. All right, you use a perfect circle, and then you draw a rectangle. Okay, good. Now I am going to cut this rectangle by simply using a freehand tool. You click and click, 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 and make sure it's, you know, ends down. Then use your shift key to select the other object, and then you trim it. You click on trim to trim that part off. All right, so you can delete this. Okay, and then you use an oval tool to get something like this. I think this will do. Yeah, good. And then you also trim this one off too, and then you click on trim. So I think we have the eye there, just this way. Good. So we give this a white fill color. All right, you reduce, take it in there, and I'm going to remove the line color quickly, and then you click on none. Okay, so let's finish that. This is supposed to be international, so we can duplicate this, Ctrl D to duplicate, and simply edit it by typing international. We omit the I and just put NTERNATIONAL, international, and we put it right here. We can reduce it to fit the box, international. Then you can do S. I don't want to waste time on the S, so I'm just going to use an alphabet to do that, just something simple, and then cut this off. I don't really want to stress, you know, and trim this off, and take this away, and give this a white fill, and probably do something like this, right? And we duplicate this, and then what do? You make sure you change it to what? School off. So this will be CHOOL and off, right? You take it up Okay, so again we also have to do something for the K. For the K, you type a K and that is good, but then I still have to cut off this part. I'll cut off this part. I'll trim it off by selecting both with a K and then trim, and then I'll further trim it again. I'll still trim this part here, though this K doesn't look like what we need. Let's change the K fonts there real quick. K, and then let me see if I have something that looks agency. Let me try agency. Let's use this. All right. Okay, so I'm going to cut off this. Okay, you click on trim and also cut off the one here, so you have something like this would do. Okay, and then you cut it off by trimming. All right, good to go. I think this is still too big, so we still cut off this, and you click and trim. Okay, so we have the K. You reduce, you give it a wide fill. You can also check for another pattern of K if this doesn't match. You duplicate this and then you make this word Kinshasa. INSA Kinshasa, and that's basically it. Alright guys, don't worry, when we see in class, we practice this and look for other ways of making even a better logo, a better shaped version of this logo. Alright, so now let me quickly show you how to export. Once you drag everything here, all you need to do is to click on export. Right, you click on this icon, export, or Ctrl J to export. You select a location. I'm going to call it jigs. You can make it a PDF or a JPEG format, and then you click on export. Right, and there you go, we have our jigs logo. Let's check what we've done. You can see the logo we just created, the jigs logo. So guys, I need to see what you've done, and I want your work to be better than what you have on this screen. Alright guys, get to work. Bye and take charge.